Hey guys! It's 𝕃𝕚𝕤𝕤 and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I hit cat right here. But anyway, actually today is Halloween, so you know, happy Halloween. But today I'm going to show you guys some ways that you can be productive, some ways that you can enjoy being productive, bad habits to get out of, and things to do to be productive, and you know, it's just productiveness in general. Because I know a lot of you are stressing out, especially high school and college students, mainly sophomores and up, because freshman year is pretty chill for me, but I don't know about the freshmen this year. Like 14 and older, I feel like a lot of people are like struggling because we got a lot of schoolwork on our plate, and college people have midterms, and I don't know, they may be already passed, or I have no idea, but it's been really stressful for a lot of us, especially me. I've been getting a lot of work and quizzes and tests, and especially for me since like the quarter ends like on Friday, and like by quarter I mean it's like halfway through the semester. So we're like 45 days into school officially as of November 5th. Anyway, yeah, this video is all things productiveness. I'm going to split it up into 4 chapters. So let's get started. Okay, so I got my list right here with all the things. And the first thing is for ways to be productive. So the first thing is to create to-do lists. So what I like to do is I like to create a weekly to-do list, and then after that I usually like to create to-do lists for each day. So like weekly to-do lists would be like the major things I have to get done. Like for example, I have to get all my homework done for the week, I have to edit a video, I have to make plans for something, I don't know. And then daily things would usually just be like, make sure you get all your homework done for the day, make sure you upload a video, make sure you, I don't know, turn in something. Anything along those lines, like something I have to get done just for that day. And then weekly things would be just things I have the week to get done for. You can create it on anything. You can make it online, you can make it, I don't know, on paper, in a journal, or just a random line piece of paper like this. Like you can use any way to, you know, create to-do lists. I sometimes use sticky notes and hang them up on my mirror so I know what I have to get done. But anyway, the second thing is to time block your day. And time blocking your day is basically just taking a set chunk of your day. Like for example, from 2:30 to 3:30, I am going to start my homework. So you take that chunk of time and you put it in, and then let's say from 3:30 to 5:30 I'm going to edit a video, and then I put that in. And then say like from 5:30 to 6 I am going for tennis lessons or whatever. I don't actually have tennis lessons anymore, but I was just using that as an example. And then maybe like 6 to 7 or 6 to 6:30 eat dinner and blah 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 blah. But anyway, you can time block your day. You can do that on a piece of paper, or you can do it on Google Calendar or Notion. I've heard that Google Calendar is really good for time blocking. I use Notion, however, not everyone may be familiar with how to use Notion, or like just don't want to use Notion in general. So you can always use Google Calendar or any other calendar that you use, or you can just use a piece of paper. The third thing is to always put your schoolwork first, because I feel like if you get your schoolwork out of the way, then it just makes everything else a little less stressful, and then you can usually do things afterward that you'd like to do. The fourth thing is to set alarms and reminders on your phone. Now this is pretty self-explanatory, but actually I have a story for you guys. So last year I had a choir rehearsal, and I ended up going home like right before the choir rehearsal, because I forgot we had a choir rehearsal. So I feel like if you have extracurricular activities, it's good to set alarms and reminders. And you can also set alarms and reminders for, you know, when to get your homework done, or when to upload a video, or blah 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 blah. Well, it's kind of obvious. That's the points are for. But the last thing on this section is to use focus modes. If you have an iPhone. If you don't have an iPhone, then I don't know, maybe something else you can use for Android, but if you have an iPhone, then definitely make use of your focus mode. I have like 5 focus modes that I have. Let me check. So my focus modes include Do Not Disturb. Actually I have more. I have Do Not Disturb, Sleep, Self-Care, Content, which is just basically YouTube work. I have Homework and Studying, and then my night mode, which is just like when it's night. So definitely make use of your focus modes because they can be very useful for like when you're doing things so you don't get distracted on your phone. The new iOS 15 with those focus modes is actually really genius. So like you guys should try it out. The next section is for productive things to do. So these are just productive things to do in general if you're feeling lazy or whatever. So the first thing to do is to read. Reading is a really good hobby to get into. Reading is a really useful skill too. And I feel like reading, it just takes you into another universe. Like it puts you in the main character's shoes, seeing what it's like in their life. And I don't know, I just really got into reading recently. If you're not into reading, then I've heard from my librarian that if you don't like reading, it's only because you haven't found the right book yet. So this is definitely the book that got me back into reading. And you can get books anywhere. You can get them from your local library. You can get them from Barnes & Noble, Amazon. You can even get like an ebook. You don't have to get like an actual physical copy. And you can always get audiobooks along with it if you like to listen to those. I usually like to listen to audiobooks sometimes. You don't even have to buy audiobooks either. You can actually just get them from YouTube. The second thing is to take a walk/run. Now, one of the things about being productive is actually enjoying nature. Maybe since it's getting a little cooler now, or it actually depends on where you live, but here in Mass it's getting cooler. So maybe, but if you just enjoy nature, like take a walk or a run, enjoy the fall foliage. And if it's too cold to go outside, then maybe just open a window and let fresh air in. And it doesn't even have to be all the way, just open the window just a tiny bit and let some little fresh air in. But anyway, I love going outside. It makes good use of your time. You get some exercise in. And just feeling the fresh air, breathing it in and exhaling it, it just feels so good. And especially the foliage, like it's nice to see foliage. Like even when you're out on your walk/run, you can even take some pictures, make some... I'm so sorry, I'm like literally congested right now, so I might be talking weird. Anyway, the next thing is to try a new hobby or continue a current hobby that you have. So if you have a hobby like, maybe you like to write, maybe you like to sing, play guitar, play soccer, or basketball, or whatever, just maybe do that. Or you can try a new hobby. Maybe you wanted to try calligraphy, or maybe you wanted to try karate or taekwondo, or just a random hobby that you haven't tried yet. Or maybe you want to play a new instrument, or maybe you want to try coding. I don't know. Whatever it might be. Actually, during quarantine, I did get into the new hobby of songwriting. I haven't done songwriting in a while, but I really want to get back into it. So maybe that's something you want to try too. But like, just try a new hobby. If you try a new hobby, you can learn new things about yourself and learn new things in general. Why am I so congested? The next thing is to clean out your phone. Now this is super useful, especially if you don't have much storage left on your phone. So you can clean out old photos that you don't need anymore, old files, videos, blah 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 blah. You basically know the gist. And the last thing is for older students, especially me. Like I say, like freshmen can start with this, but it's better if you're like a sophomore or older. Like between sophomore and senior year, like start looking for scholarship opportunities or other things that can help you when you apply for college. Yeah, scholarship opportunities. Actually, yeah, scholarship opportunities is the best way I could word it. So yeah, definitely finding scholarship opportunities can help you in the future and start like building or start like getting things to put on your resume for when you get a job. So, and that's also very useful for the future because you're probably gonna need it. Now we all have those bad habits that we get into, and now I have some tips for how to get out of them. So the first tip is for when you go to bed and you have that habit of using your phone for like an hour before you go to bed. Now I normally don't do that because what you can do instead is you can read a book, or if you don't like reading, then you can always listen to music or listen to nice sleeping sounds like just like rain, or you can listen to music again, but it has to be like winding down music, like calm music, not like booming loud EDM music. So you can always do that. I usually like to do that before I go to bed. I usually like to listen to some rain sounds or read again. Another bad habit is using your phone in the morning, like for an hour again. So what I recommend doing is putting your phone on the opposite side of the room from where you sleep, so that in the morning when your alarm goes off, then you can just get your phone like from your room, and then you'll have no choice but to go to the bathroom or get up in the morning, because then once you get up it's gonna feel pointless to go back to bed. So the next thing, no snoozing. Do not snooze your phone, because if you keep snoozing your phone, you're gonna snooze it 2,000 times and you're just not gonna get up and you're gonna be late. Then the last thing is to go to bed and wake up earlier than you normally do. So if you have this habit of going to bed at 11, then try to go to bed at 10 instead. And then you can just gradually let it go down. Maybe say 11, and then the next night it's gonna be 10:30, the next night it's gonna be 10, and then the next night 9:30, 9:15. I usually go to bed at 9:15, but unless I have a lot of homework, which I need to complete overnight. Wake up earlier than I normally do. When I was in middle school, I used to wake up at like 6, sometimes 6:15, but normally, and then I figured out that by then I didn't have enough time to do what I needed to do, because the bus would always come at like 6:40, so I only had 40 minutes to get ready. I set my alarm for 15 minutes earlier now, so like 5:45, sometimes 5:30 if I need it. Say you wake up at like, I don't know, 7. It depends on when your school starts. So let's say your school starts at 8 and you wake up at 7. Maybe you want to wake up a little bit earlier so you can get more things done. So like maybe change it to like half an hour before, or maybe an hour before. And that usually helps me a lot too. And that's it for bad habits. So actually it took a couple minutes to, clear up my congestion, because it's really bad right now. But anyway, allergies suck. But we have one more section to go. So the last section is how to enjoy productivity / romanticizing your life. I know, we all need some romanticizing in our life. So the first thing is to organize your study space. Clean your room, organize nice study space, clean everything in your desk. Maybe light a candle. I don't know, it's fall. We all love a fall scented candle. Maybe like put up your LED lights. Like just do anything to make your study space a little bit more aesthetically pleasing and actually motivate you to want you to study. I usually like to light a candle, and then I'd like to light up my fairy lights in my room. And then I have a little lamp over here that I usually like to use. And then I usually like to declutter my space over here just so I have enough room to study. I usually just like clean my room in general, because a nice room usually makes me feel a lot more relaxed, because whenever my room is messy, I do not feel relaxed whatsoever. But when it is relaxed or clean, I usually feel more relaxed. The next thing is to listen to calming music in the background, and by calming music I mean like instrumental music, or at the very least like lo-fi, like that lo-fi hip-hop. I usually like to listen to lo-fi hip-hop whenever I'm doing schoolwork. It makes me concentrate a lot more. I really just don't like listening to music with lyrics, because it makes me a little bit more distracted, but if you do, then go you. You can go ahead and listen to music with lyrics. I mean, sometimes I listen to music with lyrics. Actually, that's not true. I always listen to music with lyrics. I actually have a Spotify playlist dedicated to studying, so I'll link it in the description so you guys can see. But listening to music helps some people. It doesn't help everyone, so maybe you can try it out, and if it doesn't help you, then you can go find something else. And the next thing is to set small goals and reward yourself for those goals. So maybe a goal would be like to get your math homework done for Thursday, or to get at least a 90 on your next test, or to get this video done by Friday. So I usually like to do that, and then afterward you can reward yourself for it. So let's say you have accomplished one of those goals, you can like reward yourself by like, I don't know, taking yourself out on a walk, getting a treat, getting lunch, or just hanging out with your friends, or anything to do to reward yourself. Rewarding yourself makes you more motivated. And sometimes I know it's not just about motivation, it's about discipline. So it's good to get into these habits of rewarding yourself or just setting goals in general, it's good to get into that discipline. But rewarding yourself can make you feel good about yourself. And then the next thing is to always get dressed whenever you're doing something, even if it's at home. Because I feel like whenever I'm not dressed, I'm just in my PJs, I always feel lazy. It doesn't even have to be a fancy outfit too. It can just be like an outfit what I'm wearing right now, like a crew neck and jeans, just a sweatshirt and tights, like anything that's not your pajamas. It's like something you'd wear out of the house. Just like if you wear anything like that, then it'll make you feel so much less lazy and actually want to do something. But that's just me, but you should definitely try it. And then the last thing is to make a Notion. So I actually have a template for Notion. If you don't know what Notion is, it's a website that you can use to pages. You can set up to-do lists. You can make a calendar. There's a lot of things you can do. It's like a database for your life. So I actually have a template that I can use, and I'll link it down below. You usually use like a bunch of building blocks on there. That's what I like to call it. You can create several different things, like you can link your Spotify on there. You can make a calendar. You can create a to-do list. You can do a lot of things on there. But if you want to know more, then you should probably check out some more YouTubers that use Notion. Like search up Notion tour on YouTube, and you can use a bunch of those. I actually do have a Notion tour on Notion, and then I also have a video that explaining to you guys how I use Notion, so you guys can check those out. But Notion is really useful, and I found it really useful for me too. So I actually have two separate Notions. I have one for like my life in general, and then I have another for like my YouTube life. So it's very useful if you like to keep things separate to make two pages. That's just how I like to keep it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you liked it, then comment down below and like and subscribe. And also comment down below new video ideas and chimney if you get up to this point. Also, happy Halloween again. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys.